Hello guys and welcome back to another video here on my channel. So in this video I'm going to show you guys the 5 best cheap trade-ups for profit under $10 on Counter-Strike 2 right now. So without further ado, let's just move right into the first trade-up. Now for this video I've decided to use CS Float because they have a tool up here. If you click tools, you can go to Tradeups calculator and you can basically go put in the skins you want to trade up. And you can see what possible outcomes you're going to be having. So for the first trade up, we're going to be going for 4 Operation Broken Fangs items, as you can see here. And we're also going to be going for 6 Dreams and Nightmares collection items. Now you need an average float between 0.638 and nothing higher than that, because if you go higher than that, it's going to mess up the trade up. Now if you come down here, you can see all the possible outcomes. You can see it's going to be costing you approximately €5.64, and as you can tell, the best outcome is the ARP Exoskeleton Factory New, which is worth nearly €32. Now in general, this trade up is really good, but as you can see, there are also a lot of items that you can't make profit on. But you can't just put in 10 items of this, because that would just make the trade up way too expensive and you wouldn't be profiting. Now according to my calculations, I'm pretty sure this is about 45% chance to make profit, and as you can see, normally you're going to be making profit. There's a 24% chance that you're normally going to be making profit. That's at least what I've gained from this site. So basically, you're going to be spending €5 and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 different items that's going to be giving you profit. Now, before I move on to the second trade up, I would like to point out that, of course, you need to get these specific floats, and that might be really hard to do in the Steam market. Therefore, I do suggest that you use a third-party site like CS Float or something else, because they do have a market. Because the floats on Steam are going to be really hard to get, and sometimes they get really pricey, and of course you don't want to be paying overpaid just to lose money. Say you hit this Nova and you don't even get profit because you have to pay so much for the float. So I definitely recommend that you go and use a third-party site to get the floats for cheaper. And without further ado, let's move on to the second trade up. So the second trade up is really simple actually. It's just 10 items for the Radiant collection. I've decided to go with the Galil AR or Ranger, and as you can see, you need an average float of 0.092, and the trade-ups cost you around €3, and as you can go down here and see, it's a guaranteed trade-up profit. You are not going to be losing money unless there's a bit of tax, but as you can see, the best item is the Glock 18 Coral Bloom, which is worth €4, very nice. But in general, all of these items are technically on paper profit, depending on obviously which one you get. I don't think this is profit because of the tax when you sell your items, but at least you break even, right? So you can just keep spamming these until you make profit, even though, yeah, it's gonna take a while because there's a weak trade hold now. Good job, Counter-Strike. But in general, this is really cheap trade up, and it's just a really good way to make profit. And you can see on average, you're gonna be making 0.53 cents profit per trade up that you do. So all in all, this is a really nice trade up, and I feel like everyone should just do it at least once, just because it's so cheap and like you're not gonna miss out anything doing it. Like, you're guaranteed profit. But again, the floats might be a little bit hard to get because this is a pretty low minimal wear. This is not so low, but this is just a regular factory new. But getting these low floats is definitely what's gonna stop you. But at the same time, it's easy profit, so you might as well do it. So without further ado, let's move on to the third trade up. Now the third trade up is a little bit different because we're gonna have 5 items from the Boreal collection. As you can see here, I got 5 P90 mustard gas. You're also gonna be having 5 items from the Overpass 2024 collection. Now you need an average float of 0.093, and you can see the cost of the trade up is €2.4, sorry. And again, this is a really nice trade up because the best item you can hit is the AK-47 Winter Green Factory New. And all of these items here, all these 5 items are technically profit, or almost break even. So getting the Tropical Breeze and the AK-47 Winter Green is really nice. These are quite shit, but at the same time, does it really matter? Not really, because if you hit this once, you've paid for how many, like, I don't even know how many trade-offs because I can't do math, like 7, I guess. So generally speaking, I don't think this is a bad trade-off at all. It's very low risk. As you can see, on average, you can be making €1.1 back per trade-up. And it's just a really nice trade-up because you don't really lose a lot unless you get this Nova all the time, but it's an equal chance to get all these items. There's not really anything like a lot higher chance to get these or a lot higher chance to get these. It's just if you hit the AK, that's really nice. You can keep it, you can sell it for profit. Again, you gotta wait a week. Why Counter-Strike? Why are we doing that? And again, as you can see, like a 0.07 minimal wear might be a little bit tough. You're gonna have to wait a little longer, but I feel like I've made this trade up as fair as possible, where you also get the biggest profit margin. So I definitely suggest you guys check out this trade up as fast as possible before the items start going up too much. And that's the end of trade up number 3. Let's move on to the 4th one. Now for the 4th one, you are going to be needing a lot of different stuff. You need 5 items from the Anubis collection, and you need 5 items from the Safe House collection, with an average float of 0.148. That sounds really weird to say, but you need an average float of 0.148, and it's gonna cost you 3.62 euros, which, I mean, is pretty cheap, right? You know, most people can afford that. And as you can see here, there's a 75% chance you get an item that is at least €1 profit. This is probably the best trade up in the game right now. Of course, if you hit the Nitro, that's really dog shit, but most of the time you will definitely hit one of these. And as you can see, this is like €5, this is like €1.5, and this is also like €1.5. So all in all, this is just an amazing trade up, because say you do buy the trade up, you get this once, and you buy it again and you get this once, you're still gonna be a profit. So this trade up is probably the best. Of course, again, I feel like the float values are actually like somewhat doable. Of course, these are a little bit more expensive. Some of you might go for minimal wear, just because, I mean, it might be cheaper actually if you buy minimal wares, because how much is a minimal wear? And minimal wear is 0.80. So if you have to pay more than like 0.80, I guess you're better off just buying a minimal wear, because some people are really greedy with the trade up items because they know they can, you know, make good money on it. But this trade up is really good all in all. And without further ado, let's move on to the final trade up of the video. So the 5th and final trade up is this one. It's super duper simple. As you can see, it's literally just 10 P90 vent brush with an average float of 0.19 and 0.1947, I should say, because this game doesn't like me saying wrong information. And as you can see, it's gonna cost you €1.81. It's super cheap. And here are the possible icons. So the worst one is the Sword of Kiss Love, as it's called. Pretty weird name, but that is worth €1.62. The P250 Visions is €3.6, and the AK-47 Ice Cold is €5.78. This trade up is probably the best one in the game right now, because most of the time you are literally going to be making a little loss or just huge profit. Like, this trade is like either double your money or triple your money, or lose a little bit of money. This is insane. This trade up is so good, and the floats are not too hard to get either. Like, it's around 0.20. Make sure that you do get them on this float or below, because if you don't, as you can see, this is not going to be minimal wear. It's going to be field tested, and then it's not going to be worth that much. And if you are interested, you can also make this what's it called? And if you are interested, you can also make this stat track. I'm obviously not a stat track guy. They're a little bit more expensive, but of course the AK Ice Cold will be worth more as well. So this was the final trade up of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this, because this is literally just free money for you guys if you're on a low budget. If you guys did enjoy the video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe and comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.